All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the latest edition of Baptized Fire with Brother Martin. That's right, baby. I'm back. I'm back again. Tell a friend. And I just want to let everybody know, thank you so much for your love. Thank you so much for your support. And it's been an absolute fun few months. And like a lot of people, like they've been messaging me saying, hey, Chris, what's going on, man? Why haven't you done a show lately? Why aren't you doing a show? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Well, like the guy on the truth, guys, is that I wanted to take a break, which I wanted to take a break and just honestly just focus on work, focus on family, and just honestly, I didn't have time. I didn't have a lot of time to really do much except, once again, family and work. So I just want to say that to everybody that's going to join me live, thank you. To everybody that's going to watch me after I record, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. And I just want to say that it's been an absolutely it's been a very interesting, a very fascinating summer with a lot of ups and downs and everything else. And first, I want to give a shout out to my Baltimore Orioles. I gotta say, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't think we're gonna make the playoffs. I don't think we're gonna get there. But the fact that we're going to have a winning record this year is absolutely awesome, especially considering every single person out there. They thought that the Orioles would have over 100 losses this year, which they were projected to. So, like, the cool part about it is that it's an absolute awesome thing to see that our Orioles, well, my Orioles, because I know there's a lot of different fans out there, but like my Orioles, we really defied the odds and we really kicked some ass this year. So the fact we're going to get over 80 wins this year, it just makes me so happy down in my cockles. But you know, knowing that my O's are not going to make the playoffs this year, I'm going to do something, and which I'm going to give a shout out to my main man, John, my brother from another mother, father, and completely different family. And I'm going to be an honorary Mets fan for the playoffs this year. I'm going to cheer for the Mets, and I hope they kick ass. I hope they take names, and I hope they win the World Series this year. I think, honestly, the only two teams that would stop them, which is actually in the American League. I feel like an idiot. National League, is either the Braves or the Dodgers. I think those are the only two teams that would have a chance of knocking off the Mets from winning the World Series, because I don't think anybody within the American League, with all due respect to the Astros, the Blue Jays, that the Rays or the Yankees, I don't think they they even hold a candle to what the Mets are able to do, or the Dodgers or the Braves. So my projection for the playoffs is, I think the World Series winner is either going to be the Mets or the Dodgers. So and I think the American League, the team that's going to face one of those two, I would which I'm going to put my money on the Astros. I would say the Houston Astros. Don't get me wrong. They've been up and down recently, but I got to say that I think they're going to be the one to beat in the American League. But anyways, guys, it's fun to really be back. I'm trying to get all the rust off, and I'm trying to get used to everything again. And it's absolutely fun to just kick back, relax, speak my mind, and just get everything off my chest, because, guys, normally this show is a form of therapy for me. This show is a way for me to express myself, to get everything off my chest, so I can so it's not like which I don't want to be like that teapot, like the kettle, where there's so much steam that blows up that eventually it explodes, baby. I don't want to explode like that. That's why it's always good for you to get whatever is on your mind off your mind. I encourage every single person to do that, because I know sometimes it's tough. It is tough. It is rough. And sometimes it's difficult to speak your mind, and it's difficult to really speak from the heart, because there's a lot of times where we are in the position of where we don't want to hurt somebody that we care about, because mainly whenever we are in those situations where we don't want to share something that's bugging us, it normally falls in the one or two categories. Either A, you're going to get into trouble, and you know it, and it's something that's bad. Or B, it is the fact that it's that you don't want it to affect or hurt somebody that you deeply care for. So regardless, I encourage everybody to be open, to be honest, and just to seriously just speak from the heart, guys, because ultimately that's what's going to get you where you need to go. Because I've learned from experience many times over that being open, being honest, being kind, that does get you a lot further. Because there's times in my life personally that I shouldn't have been given multiple chances, but because of the way that I carry myself, and because of the way that I am when it comes to being nice and being kind, and just being loving and caring towards people, they see not the action, but they see my heart, and they would judge me based off my heart. And I just tell people, it's all about your actions, and it's your choices, your words, which it all does make a difference. And speaking of making a big difference, I just got to say this. I'm super duper proud of my kids, my son, James, and my daughter, Angel. They both made the honor roll for this quarter. I'm extremely proud of them because I instill in both my children, me and my wife, we both instill in both our children the importance of your education. Because there's no one's going to give you your education when it comes to you putting in the work. Okay. Now those opportunities, they're going to present themselves, and you have to choose to either step up for those opportunities and knock it out of the park, or you can choose to let those opportunities slip by. And unfortunately, for the ones that let those opportunities slip by, life tends to be a little bit more difficult. And my son says to me, well, Dad, there's some people that haven't graduated high school and they became millionaires and this and that. Well, yeah, that's true. But those individuals are very few and far between. And normally they have a talent that leads them to those opportunities. Because the other day he brought up, it was the rapper. Eminem. And he's like, well, Dad, the rapper Eminem, he never graduated high school, and he's the richest rapper out there, and this and that. He's one of the most successful of all time. And like my answer to him was, son, he had a God-given talent that overshadowed the education. And I said to him, once again, those are very few and far between. So I teach both my kids the importance of your schooling, your education, because that's going to build you, because that's going to give you the building blocks to where you want to go. That's going to lay the foundation to where you want to go, like within your life. Because, which I was flat out blunt with my son, because I said to him, you know, which if you continue to bust your ass and work hard, you can have your college paid for through your grades. And he's like, well, what if something happens to where I don't, and you have to pay for college? And I said to him, son, you got one of two options, because quite frankly, which I can't afford it, which I can't afford to pay 30 to 40 grand for, hell, on average, per semester, something like, I don't know, like, which I'll be honest with you guys, which I don't know the exact prices, but I know they're extremely high. But the thing is that the fact is that I can't really come out of pocket because he was lazy in the classroom and I had to make up for it. So I tell him, you know, like the two options you do have is you can either take out student loans, which I would not advise because you're going to be spending the rest of your life doing it, or he's wanting to join the military. So I said to him, like, the great thing is, like, with the military is that you get the opportunity literally for free education. My brother, who is a senior chief petty officer, like within the United States Navy, he has actually finally taken those opportunities, and he started to take night classes. And he said the cool part about it is that he didn't have to pay like a dime for it. And those are those free opportunities given for serving. And which, in my opinion, which I think, like, as long as you serve, you should be afforded free healthcare and you should be afforded free education for like the rest of your life, period. I mean, because if you're willing to sacrifice for us, then like the least we can do is help you like within those ways. So like my son's wanting to join the military, and my preference for him, honestly, is the Air Force or the Navy. And, you know, like with teenagers, because we were all there, we have a tendency to be hard-headed. We have a tendency to think that we know everything. And which I know for me, nothing against the individuals that were in the Army, nothing against the individuals that were in the Marines, because I have family members that were in both branches. But I know for a fact that the when it comes to especially kids with learning disabilities and like with physical issues, like my son with asthma, those branches are a lot more difficult to succeed in. So I tell him that if you get the opportunity to join the service, you know, join the Navy, join the Air Force, because they're going to be more lenient when it comes to your physical issues like asthma. So I told him that, and I said,
he's not going to listen. You know he's not.
Okay. All right, sweetie, I got you. But no, just so I hope and pray, because I know that ultimately, which it's up to him, and I know that ultimately, which it's my son's decision, and as soon as he turns 18, guess what? We can't say shit. We can't do shit. We can just hope that the values and that the things that we instilled in him will guide him to make the right decision. Because I know for some people, the Army, that's the right decision. And I know for some people like the Marines, that's the right decision. And I respect that, because we all have those individuals that serve and sacrifice within those branches so we can have the freedoms that we have. And I greatly admire every single person that has done that, and I greatly respect them. But I just know some people aren't built for those branches. And unfortunately, based off me seeing what I've seen like within my family, because I have a full-blown military family. Like my great-grandfather was in the German army. Both of my grandfathers were in the Air Force. My dad was in the Navy. My brother's in the Navy. I've had a lot of experience when it comes to getting like a peek right into what they deal with. Heck, John, Air Force. And it's just from those individuals that have spoken to me and the experiences that they've and Justin, Navy. So I just want the best for him, but I'm so proud of him right now because he's a sophomore in high school. He's made the AAB honor roll again, and it's just an absolutely awesome thing to see that he truly does take his studies very seriously. And I couldn't ask for a better kid, honestly. And like the same goes for like my daughter. Like my daughter, she is the apple. She is the apple of my eye, baby. And she means the world to me. And which I love both my kids equally, but it's just something about having a daughter. It's kind of like my wife said to me, which has stuck with me since the day my daughter was born. That being that every relationship that your daughter will ever have with a male for the rest of their lives, whether it is a bagger at the store, a bus driver, their teacher, their yoga instructor, their boyfriend, whoever, whatever male they run into, no matter where they're at, will always be affected by the relationship that she has with you. So take that to heart, because the version of a male that she will admire the most or detest the most is you. So it's just a matter of how you want to carry yourself and how you want to show what a real man is and what a real dad is when it comes like to love, respect, kindness, decency. And which I'm so happy, not only like with the grades, like with my kids, but like my daughter's teacher, she just contacted me about like a week and a half ago. And she said to my daughter, howdy, Mr. Durbin. I hope and pray that you're doing all right tonight, my friend. I hope you're doing well. In the Chi-Town, my friend, Mr. Durbin, he is from Chi-Town, Chicago, home of the Bears, which is a matter of fact, me and him, we were talking about a few weeks ago, the fact that the Bears are going to be moving to, it is a town called Arlington Heights, which is a suburb of Chicago, from my understanding, and they're wanting to build a new stadium. So that's going to be a fun thing to check out, really. And the whole thing, like with my daughter, I just her teacher, she contacted me saying that Mr. Martin, which I just want to like to let you know that your daughter is doing fantastic, not only with her studies, but she is also a great role model for like the rest of the students when it comes to showing leadership, respect, kindness, and what it means to be a Seahawk, which a Seahawk is the mascot of the school that she goes to. So that right there completely made my day, because there's days where I want to pull my hair out with her, because simple things like with her needing like to brush her teeth, or her needing like to clean up her room or make her bed and stuff like that, because like just regular things like with being a parent. But then I hear things like that, and it just really makes me realize that I'm not as bad as I think I am, because honestly, I put a lot of pressure on myself when it comes to being a father. And I also really, really take to heart that the most important job that I will ever have in my life is being a dad. And I really, really, really take that to heart. Let's see what, okay, hold on. Let's see what Mike says. He says, hometown of Sebastian Maniscalco. is Arlington Heights. There you go. That's correct. Which I don't want to sound like an idiot. I do, Mike, but I have no clue who that is. I'm extremely stupid on certain things. Believe me, I'm especially with my kids and music and like modern pop culture. I am completely culture illiterate with a lot of things. And the thing about it is that like my dad told me, whenever you get older, the moment that you realize that your generation is the older one is whenever like you start to pay attention to like the popular culture and you have no clue who the hell the people are, or you don't think it's that great. So basically he's like, you're eventually going to become that old man that thinks that their music sucks and their movies suck and this sucks and that sucks. And I hate to say it, but I am getting to that point. So yeah, but I still do believe the best movies were made during the 1980s. Is especially for comedies, which like the majority of them were made in Chicago, as a matter of fact. And I believe the best music was in I would say the 60s, 70s, and 90s. I'd say like the best music overall. No, wait, scratch that. The 80s were pretty damn good too. So yeah. You know what? Yeah, the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. Like the 2000s, I would say like for hip hop, for me, which you guys know that I love hip hop. It really hip hop really kind of I stopped really paying attention to it right around like 2006. So yeah, but it is what it is. Anyways, guys, I got something new that I really. Oh, hold on. He is one of the top comedians in the world. So Mike, which then I'll definitely take your word for it, and I'll definitely check that out. For me, when it comes to comedians, I'm a huge fan of you guys are gonna laugh at me, but I love Robin Williams. I love Dennis Leary. I love Fluffy. You guys are gonna think that I'm a huge mark for this, but I was a big fan of Dane Cook. And I have Katt Williams, Mr. Kevin Hart, Chris Rock, Mr. Adam Sandler. There's a huge list of people which I like, but as you can tell, like the list I'm naming, it's mainly of like the older comedians, and like with Mr. Dennis Leary, which I wish he would have done more specials. I really do. Oh, and George Carlin. Absolutely phenomenal talent, but a lot of people think the greatest comedian of all time was Richard Pryor, which I'll be honest with you guys, he's not really like my cup of tea, but I definitely see why people love him. But I'm started something, which I started a brand new collection, ladies and gentlemen, which I know that I'm kind of late to the game, but it's better late than never, right? Oh yeah, really quick before I start. You guys know that I'm a huge mark for Karrion Kross. I don't care. You can call me a mark. I don't give a shit. Dare I say, like the biggest fan out there for Kross. And I recently got some new merchandise for Kross. So I just want to show this off right here. I got the new, like the new Kross shirt, the Faith for the Fallen. Oh shit. Microphone dropped. All right. I got a delicate microphone, guys. All right. So I got the Faith for the Fallen shirt right here with the Smoke Show Scarlet on it. I just got this other one, which I posted on Twitter like a few days ago, but I still want to show it off. It is the TikTok, like the Time's Up TikTok shirt, because I decided to spoil myself just a little bit, because like if you work hard, you definitely need to spoil yourself a little bit. And then of course I got my signed Kross figure, which I got a couple months ago. And hold on a second, where the hell did I put it? Okay. And I got this right here, actually. I busted my Funko Pop Cherry. So yeah, and I got Eddie Guerrero. Actually, my first ever Funko Pop, guys. It is my favorite, one of like my favorite wrestlers of all time, Mr. Latino Heat, Mr. Eddie Guerrero. In my opinion, the greatest Latino wrestler of all time. And this Funko Pop, which I was at GameStop, which I was doing like a pre-order for like my son. He's getting like the new Modern Warfare game, which I told him because of his good grades that I'll do like the pre-order for him. And this happened to be on the shelf right next to me. So this was originally like $45 and I got it for $17. So that's just pretty cool, guys. So Mike even told me that Mike and John both told me this is a very addictive hobby. So he's like, we're warning you. It's very addictive. So I'm doing the oh yeah. And so I'm going to show you the Mr. Eddie Guerrero Latino Heat. And ooh, there we go. Oh, it's falling out. This is what happens when you go live, guys. All right. So, is that cool or what? Mr. Eddie Guerrero right here, Latino Heat, with the lowrider, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, which like the God honest truth has said, well, there goes the value. Honestly, which I don't necessarily buy things to resell them, which I buy them because I want to enjoy them. So that's what I really do. And this is something that I'll definitely really enjoy, and I have enjoyed so far since I've gotten it. But yeah. Oh, hold on, guys. Whoa. Where the hell did I put the other one? Hold on. If you feel like letting go, hold on. All right, guys. Hold on a second. Ooh. Where you at? Where you at, Sally? Ah, fuck it. I'll show that, man. Anyways, all right. TikTok, where is your Carrying Cross Funko Pop? Do they make one? And if they do, where can I get one? Because I would love to have a Carrying Cross Funko Pop. That would be freaking awesome. And I would love to know where the hell my other figure's at. All right. Hold on, guys. I'll be back in a second. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that, but I just had to find my other figure, which I just recently got, and I got my latest Carrying Cross figure, right here, and this is the Series 93 Elite Collection, which apparently this is one of the great ones that have like a lot of detail in it and everything else, which is pretty damn cool. So this is my second figure like for Cross, and I have one for Scarlet as well, but it's not the Elite figure. It is the just like the regular standard one, which I cannot find that one right now. So I got like my two figures for Cross, one signed, and I got like my newer one. Okay, so Miss Janine right here. Miss Janine is asking, is your family safe from the hurricane? Yes, we are actually, which I was going to talk about that tonight. And to give you guys like a quick heads up, we do have a hurricane that is heading towards South Carolina. So right now, Hurricane Ian, I believe the name of it is, we are, Florida was hit the worst by it. And which it's going to go up the coast, and we are going to be hit by it. Some Fig Defender cases. So Fig Defender cases. Okay, that I will definitely do. Now for like my carrying cross figures, I will not take out of the box. So those I'm definitely not doing it. Now like my Funko Pops, I can give two shits about, but because those are like meant to be displayed and all that stuff. But so yeah, that's fantastic news. I'm glad to see that safe. Thank you so much. So yeah, like with Myrtle Beach, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Since I've lived here, I've been here since 2007, I believe. We've only had one hurricane that's affected me directly, and that was Hurricane Matthew. I believe that was back in 2017, 2018. You guys can fact check me. I forgot, but yeah. And basically, it was one of those things where a tree fell on our power line, and we were out of power for 7 days. Now, like the funny part about it is that like we were literally scheduling a camping trip for like the next few weeks after that. So I told like my wife and I told my kids, well, hey, we can actually camp at home. We ain't got no power. So like we can pretend to camp while we're there. So like we had to go pick up bags of ice daily. It was just a huge pain in the ass to deal with. But at the same time though, with comparison to what people of Florida are going through, I have no complaints at all. I have no complaints. So yeah. It's just one of those things where I'm extremely grateful because Matthew was the one that hit us the worst since I've lived here. But from what a lot of people tell me, Hugo was the worst to ever hit South Carolina. And like there's a lot of people saying, hey, like we're due for like a new bad hurricane. And which I'll be honest with you guys, which I hope it doesn't happen anytime soon. And not saying that I wish for different states to be hit, because I don't, because it sucks that we have to deal with things like hurricanes and tornadoes and earthquakes and all kinds of bullshit. Like my brother who lives in San Diego, he deals with wildfires, and he deals with friggin' earthquakes a lot, which is unfortunate. And the thing about it is that he lives so far south when it comes to like the wildfires, because he literally lives about 5 minutes from the Mexican border, that he gets the after effects of like the forest fires where it's like extremely heavy smoke. So I mean, it's just from what I heard, one of like the biggest forest fires in like the history of California was started at a gender reveal party. And just absolutely ridiculous. Because of a gender reveal party, it started a massive forest fire in California. Okay, so toy protective case, I would definitely check that out. And do I remember Hurricane Dennis? I'll be blunt with you. I do not. I'm not saying that it never happened. When it comes to this area, I have no clue. I'm to the point now when it comes to like the news and like the weather, to where that I barely pay attention to it, because ultimately I know for a fact that, especially like the weather channels, they have a tendency to blow shit way out of proportion. Not saying that things aren't bad, okay, guys? I'm not saying that whatsoever. But what I'm saying is that they're like, the notch is 7 and they turn it up to 12. And it's just kind of like, with the type of work that I do, because I work at Walmart, literally you got people, you literally have people that come in like a week before like the hurricane hits and load up on a ton of shit. And literally 2 days after things happen, and it's normally like a dud, it's normally just like a tropical storm. You normally have people like that come in, same people that are freaking out, batteries, water, you name it. And they want to return shit. So yes, we do make a shit ton of profit for that time, but ultimately that normally gets cut by 40% with the returns that we get. So, I mean, it's just unfortunate. And I work for the 5th busiest store in the United States here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So it's just one of those things where people, they have a tendency to overreact. Whether you are Republican or whether like you're Democrat or whatever, when it comes to all networks, they have a tendency to overreact and push their personal agenda. So it's just unfortunate that there's a lot of people that have a tendency to buy into certain bullshit. And it's just kind of like, oh my God, it's crazy and this and that. Like, we need to believe what they say. It's like, no, you don't. You don't always have to believe what you hear. My personal advice to people is, trust your instincts and do research from non-biased sites. Do research like from non-biased places. I mean, hell, a great place to do research, because history has a tendency to repeat itself. Go to the library, study up on shit that's happened like in the past, because normally shit has a tendency to repeat itself. So why not study up? So that way you somewhat know what's going to happen in the future. I'm just saying, guys, it's a lot of things that people need to understand, that we're not so different and that we should really come together no matter what side we're on. All right. So people shouldn't even have gender reveal parties anymore now that you can be whatever gender you want these days. All right. So, Miss Janine, I am going to be as respectful as possible when I say this. This is the United States, and if you want to choose whatever gender you want, then that's up to you. Now, does science speak differently of that? Yes. But ultimately, that if you feel that you are a certain way and that makes you happiest, then by all means, that's on you. Like, as long as you're not hurting anybody, and as long as you're not forcing someone else to feel that way, then that's on them. The Canadian shop teacher. Okay. I have no idea about the Canadian shop teacher. And Janine says that I agree. So, like, for me, when it comes to things like gender and you identifying as whatever you want to identify as, like, for me, once again, now if you feel like that's something that's going to make you happy and it's going to make you where you want to better yourself and it really helps you become a more productive member of society, then I'm all for it. But don't use it to hold people down either. So, like, for me, the one thing, because I know this is going to kind of be a little bit of a controversial take, but this is the last that I'm going to speak of this. Do I believe people should be able to choose what they want? Yes, I do. I do 1,000%. Like, as long as it doesn't hurt others or it doesn't cost the taxpayer money. Plus, when it comes to things like sports, no offense, but you should have to compete with the gender that you were made with at birth. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, guys. Hold on. Okay, so Google that if you don't know about the Canadian shop teacher. Hold on. I'm gonna look that up right now. Jeez. Hold on. Okay, so I'm pulling this up right now because apparently Mr. Tucker Carlson talked about it. Dude, really? Infamous transgender woman who wants to spread her wearing a jacket. Okay, so I think that's extremely non-appropriate. And I feel like, honestly, there's certain aspects within your life that you should, like I said, now if it gets to the point to where it's a distraction and it's basically a cry for attention, for example, like the whole thing like with the Canadian shop teacher, give me a damn break, because ultimately that right there was a cry for attention and it wasn't meant to help the students when it comes to what they need to do to pass their class. So that was just a huge cry for attention. Now, like, there's people out there that really want to better themselves, and I'm cool with that. But also there is the ones that want to do it because they feel like that'll get them the most attention. I agree, Mike, which it's a bullshit distraction, and which it wasn't necessary at all, which I feel like the teacher should not have been allowed to wear those if it was going to be something that caused a stir, because I know that there's some people out there, there's Christians out there, there are non-Christians, there are so many different groups out there that want to purposely do something to cause a stir because they have nothing better to do than to start shit. And that right there was a huge cry for attention right there. So that right there, which I don't agree with, it was bullshit. It was complete bullshit. So it was wrong. And I know some people that are going to see this, they're going to be like, "Oh my God, Chris, you're a transphobe." No, I'm not. Like I said, if you feel like you're a certain way and it makes you happier, then by all means, go for it. I'm cool with that. But don't let that get in the way of people being able to do what they need to do, whether it's in like a classroom setting, whether it's in sports, whether it's, just you name it. I feel like there's a time and place for everything, and before I move on to like my next point, that's kind of like these athletes that want to push their agendas. For me personally, before you step on the field and before you walk to the stadium, by all means, post and talk about whatever you want. I'm cool with that. I'm fine with that. Once you leave that stadium, do whatever the hell you want. I'm cool with that. But whenever you are on that field or you are on the ice or you are on that court, guess what? You owe it to your owner. You owe it to those fans, and you owe it to basically the individuals that sign your paycheck, just to basically focus on what you're meant to do. Because if me, Mike, if John, if Miss Janine, if anybody that watches this were to do crap like that while we were on the clock, guess what? We would get fired. And I feel like even millionaires that play children's games, because let's be honest, football and baseball and basketball, those are children's games, should be held to the same standard that someone like me, who makes $22 an hour at Walmart, should be held to. Just saying, guys. I feel like everybody should be held to the same standard. But ultimately, yeah, I'm sorry. I ain't trying to start off with the controversial takes tonight. I'm not, guys. I just really feel like it's just ultimately that as Americans, we should all be held to the same standard, no matter what side of the fence we're on and no matter what walk of life we come from. I believe we should all be given the equal opportunity to succeed, But in the same breath, we should have to go by the same rules. That's all I'm saying, guys. That's all I'm saying. But also, I just got to say something too, because I'm not going to name names. This is going to be like another hot take, actually. There's an individual that I was hearing about, and I'm not going to name his name because ultimately I don't want to start crap because he's not the greatest example of a human being to begin with. And let's just say that I used to be friends with him. And guys, which it's got nothing to do like with the Get My Grow crew. And by the way, the season 3 premiere of Get My Go, guys, which is going to be debuting on October 1st. I believe it's going to be part 3 of the showdown between John and Rob. Make sure to check it out. Make sure to download it, which is going to be available on all major podcasting platforms. It's a fine show, guys, so check it out. And I just want to say this, that which it's somebody that so one of my best friends, this is someone that he has to deal with. It's someone that he's known his whole entire life. And I just got to say this. Whenever someone gives you the opportunity for you to better yourself and you are offered a job making $20 an hour, and yet you would prefer to do something that involves driving around and dropping off McDonald's because you don't like to work and you think you're too good to do these other jobs whenever they're presented for the opportunities, that really grinds my gears, because ultimately this is the deal. When it comes to my wife, my kids, and when it comes to me, period, which it's my job to do whatever it takes to make sure that they're taken care of. So does that mean that I've had to dig ditches? Yes. Wash dishes? Yes. Clean parking lots? Yes. Dress up as a fucking pizza on the side of the road, waving people into like a pizza shop? Yes, I've done all that. Dress up as a Teletubby while driving a go-kart at a birthday party, just to make $75 to pay my light bill. I've done it, guys. I'm not too proud to do anything, like as long as it's legal, to take care of my family. So when I hear these stories about these individuals that want to, I don't feel like doing this because it's beneath me, but yet all you do is literally sit on your ass all day and fucking post videos on Facebook and pictures. Oh, woe is me. My life is terrible and this and that. Your life is terrible because of your own fucking poor decisions. You get what you give in life, ladies and gentlemen. And it pisses me off when I see people like that and they think that they're owed something. You ain't owed a goddamn thing. No one's owed anything within this life, okay? Whatever you get in this life, God gives you the opportunity to go get it. The fact that you wake up, the fact you have breath within your lungs, that's God saying, hey, this is opportunity. This is an opportunity for you to get up and get out and get off your ass and do whatever you can to make your best life possible. So when I hear people say to me, oh man, I'm too good. I'm too good. Like the Joe Schmo down the street might be okay with that, but I'm not. But yet you're okay with doing a job, with all due respect, that's even shittier than the one that you're presented. It aggravates me. It pisses me off. And it really bugs me because I am legally disabled. I have spinal stenosis and degenerative disease, and yet I still do whatever I can to make sure that my family's taken care of because I fucking owe it to them. There's days, speaking of hurricanes, which a few years ago we had, it was a category 2 hurricane like that hit us. And literally because we did not have a fucking vehicle, which I was at work that day, and I literally still walked home in a fucking hurricane. And I still walked to work in a fucking hurricane because I owed it to my family to fucking provide for them. So guess what, guys? It pisses me off when I hear people, oh, man, I'm too good. I'm too good to do this. I can't do it. Too good to do it. Ah, fuck it. Man, you ain't too good to do shit. And normally the effort that you put in, like with work, that's reflected in the effort that you put in when it comes to your parenting, when it comes to just life in general, like with the way that you carry yourself, what you put in your perspective, that's everything. Now are there days that that I'm hurting like hell and I don't feel good? Hell yeah. There's days like that a lot, but I force myself to get up and go to work because I owe it to my family. So my encouragement to that individual, because I don't want to call them out or put them on blast with their name out there because I don't want them to get more shit than what they're already getting. I'm so fed up with people like that. If you think that you're too good to work and do a job that you'd be getting paid more to do, then you got fucking issues, dude. You really, really do. And I'm sorry. I'm just in general, it just bugs the shit out of me. But anyways, guys, I just want to say, this has been fun tonight, which I've just been running the gambit of different subjects and all kinds of goodies. And I just want to say, I mean, just for the individuals out there that really want to work hard and they want to aspire and they want to do whatever it takes to make themselves better, which I salute you. I really do. No matter what side of the fence you're on, I salute you. And which I'm going to say this right now because I've had some people that have messaged me and they've said to me, Chris, you are a diehard liberal. You are you're a babe. You support murder. You support this. You support that. You support whatever. And I'm just going to really correct you guys on stuff that I personally have no issues when it comes to individual people. I feel like we're entitled to believe what we want, and I respect that. I support that right, and I will defend that right. And the individual that helped lead me to Christ, which was the greatest decision that I've ever made in my life. This is a man that I would literally die for. His name is Tim Giuliani. I would die for this guy. He was literally my second brother. And I love him so much. And he's a conservative. And guess what? I don't let that get in the way of our friendship at all, because we don't let that be the deciding factor on that. For me, which it's not about how you vote, but it's about who you are. Now, if you feel certain views are the way that life should be, then that's awesome. You're entitled to that. Which I will defend that. But I also do have the right to say, hey, that I personally don't agree. So for me, I just want to say that in general, that I am a progressive liberal, which I feel like every single person out there, like as long as you are legal, you're paying your taxes, you're working hard, and you don't have a record 5 miles long, you deserve the same opportunity as a rich kid that's never had to work a day within his whole fucking life, but that's been given every single opportunity. The same person that's down in the dirt, but that's busting their ass, deserves the same opportunities as the silver-spooned Don Juniors of the world. And no, I'm not trying to talk shit, but let's be blunt here, guys. do you really think that certain people would have the wealth that they have if they weren't born into it? No, they wouldn't.
You me take it in here?
Yes. So I'm just saying, guys, I feel like every single person, we are not as divided as we think. And there's a lot of people out there that really want to put that in our heads that, hey, man, you're this, you're that, you're evil, you're whatever. And the thing is that for me, I feel like that's the furthest thing from the fucking truth. I feel like we all have so much to give. Like, we've been so blessed with so many gifts that God's given us. And I just want to say that I'm not a guy that hates Republicans, because which I don't hate every single person. I don't hate, period, guys. There's a certain things that I don't agree with. And I feel like I know there's certain people out there that don't agree with what I have to say, and I respect that, and I will defend that. Now, as long as you do it like within like a respectful, decent manner, brother, I'm all for it. But if you're going to be like a dick about it, then I'll tell you, go fuck yourself. That's just the way I am. So yeah, guys, I just it's crazy. It is crazy, crazy, crazy out there. So hold on a second. I gotta check something. But it feels good to be back. And God, it feels good just to get this all out here, guys. It feels good, baby. Feels good to get this out. And I just want to say to everybody out there, thank you. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your messages of kindness and of love and of respect and decency and everything else. And for the individuals that don't like me because of certain perspectives and views, my encouragement is, hey, let's reach out and let's talk about it, because ultimately, which I want the best for everybody, I do. And I just want to say, man, I'm so proud of my kids. I'm so proud of my wife. I'm so proud of John. I'm so proud of my brother. I'm so proud of everybody, guys, because everybody that I know right now, with the exception of that one that I just mentioned, they're kicking ass, they're taking names, and they're really, really, really doing what they need to do to not only better their lives, but to better the lives of others. And I just want to say that, man, I really, 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 really do. Hell, even Mr. Durban, I just want to say, man, thank you for messaging me when it comes to like my mother-in-law. Thank you for just for checking up on me. And like the same goes for Dean. I just want to say thank you for that, man. Just, you guys have no clue. Like the random messages just to see how I'm doing, it means more than you realize. And then of course, John, every single day, man. First thing, I mean, he's one of the first people like to message me daily, and just to see how I'm doing. He's truly, he is truly my brother, and I'm very grateful for that. And I just want to give like a shout out to John. He's working on some awesome projects right now, and I just want to say, brother, I'm so proud of you, and I hope that it really affects a lot of people within like a positive manner. And speaking of that, me and John, I've gotten people that have messaged me saying, hey, Chris, when it comes to Retro Wrestling Revival, what's going on? What's going on, man? Are you still doing it? No, is John still doing it? What the fuck is going on? Well, I just want to say, guys, me and John, we've recently worked on some stuff for the Retro Repeat page, which is going to be out soon. You're going to be seeing some stuff for that. When it comes to the Retro Wrestling Revival, I'm going to be blunt with you. We got to figure out what's going on, because ultimately, like I said at the beginning of the show, work and family. That's taken up a ton of our time, which isn't a bad thing. It's just something that really we've had so much to do within this past summer that we haven't had a lot of time. And that's like me, which I wanted to start my World Championship Wrestling season. And I did like one episode of Saturday night, and which I planned like a second episode, but which damn, my stomach's gonna best me. Which it kept getting rescheduled because of like my work schedule. So like for me, I finally decided, hey, just take a couple months off, focus on family, focus on work, and whenever you get time again, do it. So I plan on within like the next week, we're gonna pick up where we left off, which is the World Championship Wrestling Series. I'm going to be doing, which I started with the first Saturday night of 1995, and apparently they do not have the second one. So I'm going to have to do the one that is, I believe, it's either the third or fourth one in 1995. And I think it's going to be fun. And I hope that you guys join me. And I just want to say I'm blown away. I'm blessed, and I'm grateful for every single person out there. Whether you love me, whether you hate me, you guys have given me motivation to bust my ass, work hard, and be better than ever, baby. And for the individuals that want to say to me, hey, Chris, man, you suck at podcasting, man. Stick to what you know. Well, I just want to let you guys know. Well, you know how the old saying goes, that practice makes perfect. And I'm going to be practicing. I'm going to be busting my ass. I'm going to be working hard. And hopefully I will be better than ever, baby. So I couldn't find the Saturday night from the 14th or the 21st of January of 95. So, like, we're going to be going to the January 28th of stutter's gonna best me today. That of 95. So that's gonna be fun. And so far, we got Saturday night through August 26th of 95. So hopefully I can find the whole year. And we're just going to have some fun with it, guys. And if I get tired of it and I want to try something else, then that's the fun of podcasting, is that you can always you can always do something else. Which I'm going to say this publicly because I've told Mike this, and John knows this, and that being, when it comes to certain people and certain content that they put out, I just want to say this from the bottom of my heart. I'm extremely flattered. I really am. Because I know me and John, some of the content we have put out, it's been damn good. And I'm not going to lie to you, it has. Because I've had quite a few people that have complimented me and John on it. And I just want to say, imitation is the most sincerest form of flattery. And for certain people out there that have flat out, I don't want to say rip off, but I want to say that have been great imitators. Thank you. I appreciate it because it's a compliment to us. Because no offense, I don't know how many people out there is going to be speaking about Braden Walker or the American Males or Bastion Booger or just so many Jim Powers, so many off the wall people. And then suddenly we got videos that are literally popping up within within like a few days to like a week with those same exact subjects that we've spoken about. So to those individuals out there, I just want to say I'm flattered. John's flattered. And whenever we get back at full steam, guys, we're going to be really going at it. We're really going to be inspiring people left and right, because ultimately that's what we're here to do. We're here to inspire, and we're here to light that fire, baby. Because ultimately the goal with me, the goal with John, no matter what content we put out, we want to make people smile. We want to make you happy, and we want to really take your mind off stuff to really focus on things that make you happy. I really like that. And I know, like, for wrestling, that's what wrestling does for me, is it's something that helps me escape and it makes me happy. The same goes for sports. The same goes for my family. I mean, there's so many things that like to make me happy. Podcasting makes me happy. So that's why I'm doing it again. And plus I got time. So, it's just awesome. It really is. I'm flattered. I really, really am. I just want to say this too, that when it comes down to it, we're all one giant family. We need to love each other. We need to care for each other. And like I said, regardless of our differences, we need to come together. We need to get our heads out of our asses and focus on the bigger picture, because we're not as divided as everybody wants to make it look. And I just want to say, guys, I love you to death. I really, really do. And which I'm going to give a shout out to someone that's special. And I just want to give a shout out to Mr. Teddy Long. Holla, 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 holla. For not blocking me. I appreciate it, because apparently there's a thing where Teddy, his Twitter got hacked and a whole shit ton of people got blocked. Thankfully, I wasn't one of them. So yeah, I'm just joking, guys. But honestly, I just want to say thank you so much. I love you all. And tonight was just like a random topic show. So guys, I love you. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. And I'm feeling pretty good. I'm going to start shooting some more shows, and hopefully you guys will join me, whether it's live or whether it is taped. I love you all, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Peace.